we're gonna try to segue all those things into that regarding
in
the
school. They knew what fraternities you were in. I mean,
Definitely wasn't an easy decision. I sat down with my dad.
Not to say I hope I make it, but to know I'll make it.
Welcome to another episode of I Am the Change podcast, brought to you by DTR Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I'm your host, Michael Davis, alongside Sharice Lovett and Mr. Jason Redmond.
What's good?
How y'all doing?
Man, hanging out, man.
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Excited about this episode today, man.
I know I'm ready to hear it, man.
I'm ready to learn.
And me too. Yes.
Facts. Well, without further ado, my guy, Danny Rivera, I should call him Danny Dimes, because when I met him, he was always assisting people and helping them get to the bag, get to the mindset, you know what I'm saying, and just helping them transition into a new stage in life. He's been a leader and a mentor since day one, so definitely appreciate him, man. And without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Danny Rivera. What's good, man?
What's up, family? I hope everybody's having a blessed and productive Sunday. Jason, Sharice, those blessings to your co-host, but Michael, man, I appreciate you for real to have me on here. I said, if I'm going to do my first podcast, I told you with you. People have been trying to get me on podcasts for the last couple of years, not you in particular, but I said, hey, if I'm gonna go all in, I said, well, you just a low maintenance partner / brother on the side. So it was organic just to be on here, and I'm just blessed and honored just to give me my journey within entrepreneurship too. So
absolutely,
I'm excited.
We're happy to have you.
It's great to have you on the show, brother. You already know that, man.
Thank you. Let's
go.
go.
Yeah. I'm ready for them shoot them dimes, man.
You want some nuggets in the half? I got them for days,
Hey, look. So look, I want to hear the story, man. How did you get started doing what you do?
As far from cryptocurrency investing. So
exactly.
My entrepreneurial journey has been starting since I was a kid, but yeah, as far from crypto, about 5 years ago, buying into some XRP, Ripple, which is actually an alternative coin within crypto. Hearing about Bitcoin since 2012, when my brother put me on, my little brother, he was out living in Miami, and he was like, I didn't know nothing about it. So I got intrigued by it going into what 2017, when I seen the markets took a big hit and it recovered. It was like the all-time highs of around 20K. That was given the awareness of this cryptocurrency world. So it was just something that I'm a hoarder for knowledge. I'm always applying the knowledge of what I get into, and I got into the crypto markets, and the rest is history. So as we all know, Bitcoin right now, we saw it hit 69K. I've been talking about crypto really heavily since 2018 out here in the Carolinas. But in 2020, when we saw this big dip in March of last year, when crypto went under really 4K Bitcoin, and we saw Ethereum go under $200, it was a good time to jump in those prices. When most people was fearful to jump in the markets or invest, I put my money where my mouth is. I saw me put in some money in Bitcoin, I put some money in Ethereum, put some more money in XRP, and just to see prices under 4K in less than a year jump over 60 grand, it was a no-brainer to me. So I've been pushing like no other just to see that return on investment. So, and from there, just doing what I'm doing, a wealth of knowledge, but helping others do the same thing. So I created an ecosystem, I call it, in the Carolinas, but worldwide too, of crypto world investments. And all we do is show people better than we could tell them the basics of cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of information and it could overwhelm a lot of people because they don't know nothing about it. So I come to give the basic ABCs 1, 2, 3, and just show you how to really build an efficient portfolio, show you the basic fundamentals of the markets, because there's a lot of knowledge out there, YouTube or cousins, family you listen to, but you don't know where to go, where to start. And that's what I come in here to problem solve and work around your schedule, your time, your energy, and be great partners like me and Michael. The other day, me and him was talking, it was just organic relationships. That's all I care about in this time. So as far from crypto, as we all see, is the future. Everything's transitioning to cryptocurrency. We see the banks, last year around this time, December, there was only like 4 institutional banks. Now we have well over 400. So when we see those type of trends, we see where their money's going to. So I know on this podcast, I'll probably give too much sauce, but I'm willing to give whatever sauce I got to do for the audience to see what we're doing on a bigger scale. So I'm all about the bigger picture stuff, right? Reach one, teach one. None of us is as good as all of us. So, but that's where I'm at with it. I've been going hard with it for the last 5 years, and I'm looking back. I love it. It's my bread and butter. This is all I do. But I learned how to delegate my time to take the capital gains I make off the markets to invest in other projects like real estate. I do real estate on the side. Got some other stuff coming up, clothing lines. Shout out to merch.
The crypto gear.
Crypto gear. So I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm all about delegating time to delegate my energy to have the right time to do whatever I want to do. And I'm only 34 years old, but I've been really job free for the last 6 years, and it's been nothing but a blessing. So, getting around the right people.
So take us through a normal day in the life of Danny Rivera. Like,
well, hold on, Jason. Before that,
okay.
Before we go to a day, can we go back to when you were saying stuff below 2,000 and 4,000, and now it's what do those numbers mean? Because I'm sitting here like he just throwing stuff out, and it is like, whoo.
The numbers got all in your face.
Sorry about that, Sharice. So basically, just like the stock market, right? People invest in the stock market. Some people invest in commodities, right? So with the crypto markets, the volatility, it's a scary market nobody wants to dive into because they don't know what they don't know. It's a new class of investing. So just to teach people the basics of crypto, you got to know the fundamentals behind it. You got to know the studies from 2009 when we saw that housing market crash in 08, 09 led into cryptocurrency, Satoshi in 2009, the agenda they pushed. So it's just been basically digital money. As we know, the dollar is depreciating as we speak. When the dollar depreciates, that means the price of gold, silver, and crypto goes to where it needs to be. So it causes hyperinflation as we see. I mean, we're in North Carolina. I know Michael's in Seattle, and I know the price of gas is going to a whole nother level. So we got to see those trends. So going into like Bitcoin, I actually told my dad and my brother and all of us last year to put in under 4K. You could have bought a physical Bitcoin at $4,000 and would have held less than a year and get a return on investment because the all-time high was 69K 2 weeks ago. And that would have been, you would have been up $65,000 return of investment off your $4,000 investment. So it's just your levels of what you jump into the markets at the certain price point. For me, I got into early prices. And ever since then, I've been dollar cost averaging my investment, always putting fractions of my money, 10% to 15% every week, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever money I really get on the side of cash flow, I just always dump it back into my crypto portfolio. So organically, now everybody, Sharice, all of us, Jason, Michael, we ain't gonna jump into Bitcoin right now at 69,000 right now. It took a little flush. It's sitting around that $52,000 range, right? But nobody got $52 just to dough into an investment if they don't know nothing to do about it. But you could actually put portions of it, $100 here, $50 here, and organically your money is going to increase for you instead of decreasing, because you're never going to really lose money in crypto as long as you hold your portfolio and grow your portfolio. You never want to move the money out. Just hold it, build that longevity investment. I'm a longevity type of investor. I'm not those type of people that we call it pump and dumps type of coins, those meme coins like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu that everybody hears about. I love it. Thanks for the popularity, because if it was never for Dogecoin or it was never for Shiba Inu, a lot of people would have not been hitting me. They would have still been skeptical about where they're at with it. So Dogecoin bring the awareness to my dad and everybody that didn't know nothing about crypto. And now I just train them on the fundamentals of it. Those are type of pump and dumps type of coins. So, and that's where I've been ever since. So yeah, getting at a low rate, buy the dip, and it's going to continue to go back up. So, because we should see a Bitcoin over 100K in the next eight weeks. This is not financial advice. This is just what I know of day trading in the crypto markets.
So before, wait.
Go ahead.
So before you get too much sauce out about the crypto, just tell us a little bit about like your journey before cryptocurrency, because I know a little bit about it, but just talk to us about it, because I know it's hard for the average person to be like to jump in the game, like you said, because they think they need a certain amount of money or have a certain background. But see, like I said, I know a little bit about your background, but just share that and tell us about your journey leading up to this.
So my entrepreneurial journey or my journey transitioning from New York out here? I just want to know.
Yeah, because I already know, like, you know what I'm saying, you came from humble beginnings like myself, and then, you know, but you made some strides in life. Like I the first person to get a degree and stuff like that in your family, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh yeah, so the transition back in 2008, came out here to the Carolinas, originally from New York, came out here, went to college, right? I mean, not a lot of people in my family, what I know of my immediate family and, you know, extended family that I'm really close to, I mean, I don't know nobody that's a college grad. So all I know, like growing up from the streets, the hood, New York is like, the transition out here was kind of like, this is almost 13 years ago. It was not the same as it is now. I mean, Raleigh the evolution is crazy. So, so I came out here, you know, 20 years old with $1 and a dream. Came out here. Most people don't know this, but like I worked for like, you know, FedEx for 4 years while I was actually enrolled in school. So I went to school, computer science, electronical engineering. And I'm a person, I'm consistent. So I stood consistent to get that degree because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay consistent to that end game to get that degree just to have, because that's why I was programmed, you know, get a degree, get a good job, and now you look good from outside in. But I feel like I consider myself at that age really young. I feel like I was the trophy son within my whole family because it's like, it looks good from outside in, but it's still the repetitive rat race of what I was looking for. Like I wanted to get this money. We all want to dream to be millionaires, right? But then over time, you know, just fell on my way to success. 2013 to be exact. I came out with a clothing line, but it was after the fact about one of my good friends, childhood friends, that we had dreams to move to North Carolina, like back in 2008. He passed away. So he passed away, and that was the aha moment. Rest in peace to Johnny Blanco, the LES legend, Lower East Side. It was he did what I wanted to do. He was living life. He was traveling. You know, he had his clothing line. Oh man, this thing. Come on, can you? Are you still there?
Yeah, we here.
Yeah, we're here.
Somebody was calling on the phone. I had to disable that. Okay.
Oh, it's all good.
You good?
Sorry about that. Hey, I know
You're important, man. They need the nuggets.
We still live?
Yeah, we live, man.
Okay, cool.
Good.
So the transition is when, you know, he passed away. I had that aha moment, like I'm taking life for granted. So it was just more like, I have to get myself together. Can't be turning up, going out, doing the same repetitive stuff that everybody does. So I really, you know, stood grounded with my stuff and executed a plan. And the plan was to create a clothing line and push out what I love to do. Shout out Ambitious Soul. It was just a passion I have that I put in paper and executed, right? The brand, you know, a couple years, you know, you come in business, you're gonna fail your way to success. So it didn't go the best that it did, but it was something that I executed. I could say that if I did it, I'm gonna make it happen. Like I went to college, I made it happen and executed. I created a clothing line, it was executed. So the next best thing was real estate. I fell into real estate wholesaling. So wholesaling was more like, did some business deals with some good friends, you know, and business is, family and friends is probably the worst to do business with, right?
This is right.
It's probably the worst, but the thing is, it's just more like life lessons I learned, you know, being grounded with myself. It just was lessons in my journey. So I did some wholesaling deals, made some great money, and then I stumbled across, you know, a academy back in 2018, which that academy is what we call DCX Academy. I'm still a part of it, but I got introduced to my entrepreneurial like wave in 2015. Most people don't know this, but because I wanted to travel, I was looking for an ecosystem I could travel with to get wholesale deals. So I stumbled across a company. I'm not going to say their names. They're not around no more, but I came into it and I learned the basics of, you know, network marketing. I learned how to travel with the company. You know, I traveled to places that I dreamed of, like Spain and Japan and Taiwan, and taking my whole family to Cancun, Mexico, and doing stuff that I seen my boy do before he passed away. So I'm basically his legacy. I could feel like I'm living through his legacy on a whole nother level. So, you know, and investing was number one thing that we was not really taught ever. So I just know that I learned how to hustle for my daddy, you know. My pops works, and that's what he cares about. and on a whole nother level. So I had to really look at myself and be like, what do I really want in life, right? I was working corporate. I was working as an engineer. I made great money in corporate America, working for the Department of Transportation, but it was not something I wanted to do. So I executed a plan and took the leap of faith to get to where I'm at now. And it's been failing really for the last 3 years, right? But the last 2 years probably been the best years of my life because the execution and the life lessons I learned and the journey. So yeah, family and friends won't support you till strangers start celebrating you. Long story short. So I'm glad I learned from my experience of my clothing line. I led into network marketing to learn about and travel the world, and then got into real investing. And the real investing is the markets. This is the richest sport in the world. So when I learned about that, it was a no-brainer, learning like how to compound your money into $1 million, learning what the banks do with our money, and learning the basics of foreign exchange trading that led into indexes to learn about like the US Dow Jones, the S&P 500. I started to learn how to make my money grow for me organically. The moment I saw that happen, the rest is history. Cryptocurrency was something that was the volatility people scared of, but I wasn't. It was something that, hey, if I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna go all in, and I never looked back ever since. But it did pay me the way I needed to get paid, and I seen the most money I've ever made in a day, a week, a month. I seen life-changing, gains, return on investment. This is not financial advice, but this is not trying to boast and brag, but it was something that, it changed my life to have some sort of time freedom, right? We all looking for that time freedom, and it's still not time freedom because you still hustle and you still want to grow and evolve, but the moment you know how to delegate that time to really, I call it income producing activities, you could get to anywhere you want to go in life. So it was never time. It was the energy. I learned how to put that to the side with the wrong people. And I learned how to focus my time in income producing activities, and it elevated me to where I'm at now because I do stuff for the bigger picture and the end game. And that's where like Michael knows end game is all. I have a killer whale mindset. What that means is like the mental stamina I have, I learned from all my lessons, and I'm numb to those lessons that now only focus on the end game. And that's the faith I have to, to the top of the mountain that God wants us to go to. But a lot of us is not obedient enough to get there. So how do you get there? It's easier said than done. But I'm just like to shorten people's learning curve. Whoever gets, I'm gonna save Michael 5 years of headaches. That's the way I'm gonna save Jason, Therese 5 years of headaches, because I went through the hard work. I went through the trials and tribulations. I went through those lessons for nobody ever could worry about it again. So when people see on our crypto well investment group, people making 6 figures, somebody making 7, it's just short lessons to put their money in the right places. So I get a wealth of gratitude from a lot of my partners, but all I cared about is the execution they did, to listen and they apply. I learned how to listen to people smarter than me. I learned how to listen to people that know what they need to do to get to the next level. And that's what just made me great at what I do. Learn how to listen, then you execute. So, and that's where I'm at.
So that leads to, I guess, what Jason wanted to ask. What does the day in your life look like?
Key thing I learned, pour into your cup in the morning. Because if you're not pouring into your cup, whose cup are you filling? Because if you don't fill your cup, how can you fill somebody else's cup? So it's like, I'm drinking tea. I love tea, drink my water, right? So the key thing, I'm pouring into my cup, and my cup is my spiritual growth, Of course, prayer, making sure I'm good, make sure I'm well-grounded, on every level, taking care of my sanity before I start my day. And if you don't do that, you're going to be going in circles. But I live through my calendar. So most people know, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not living off your calendar, you probably do yourself a disservice. So I already map out my week every Sunday. Like today, I map out my week for the following week, so I know who I'm gonna need to talk to. I knew this podcast was gonna happen because Michael, he prepared us for this. So this is where like I live off the calendar. So I'm always pouring into my cup, and I work with my partners, right? I'm in the markets. The liquidity in the markets is from 8 a.m. to noon, where all the money's at. So of course I'm up in the morning catching some money, catching the bag, right? And that's what I do. I mean, I don't chase the money. I let the money organically come to me. If it don't look good, I'm not going to jump in the market. I'm going to work around my schedule, my energy, my time, my money. And I know how to move the markets the way I need to, So that's where it is. Like always pouring into my cup. As soon as I fill up my cup, then I could fill up Michael's cup. I could fill up all my partners' cup, because that's why I teach them how to do the same thing, because nobody's gonna hold you back from greatness except yourself. So if you're not pouring into you, you lose. And that's what I
Right.
learned to do. I was given too much. And when you give, but your cup is empty, now you're draining your energy and you don't never have time because now you're in your own mind. So it's a whole science I learned probably in the last 3-4 years, how to really get wealthy. And getting wealthy was never because chasing money. It was always chasing responsibilities that come with the money. And it all came from spiritual growth first, getting the right mindset, and then executing your goals of what you want throughout the day. So it varies throughout the day, but I call myself a problem solver. I do the stuff behind the scenes that nobody wants to deal with for my group. So
you call Shibu and Dogecoin, we call them dump stocks? Dump coins?
those are called, they consider meme coins. It's like they really call this, it's called meme coins, which is shit coins. They call them shit coins. They don't have no utility. It's like driving a car with no engine behind it. Like Dogecoin is only hype because of Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, a lot of people made money off of Dogecoin early in the year, January, February, March, April, May, everybody was excited up to we saw that happen with Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live. The markets haven't recovered ever since. Because while you buying, the rich billionaires are selling. While they selling, you're buying. It's the opposite. Buy the fear, sell the greed. So that's why I say fundamentals of crypto is real pivotal in a time like this. Privacy is everything within crypto, and most people are not doing it. They just getting off according to that. It's like, Jason, hit me up. Hey, did you get in that Dogecoin? These are the conversations I have. And hey, and the fear of missing out, you like, should I do that? I'm like scared. What should I do? And then people are panicking to jump into something they don't know nothing about. That's considered gambling if you don't know what you're doing. So this is where like understanding the fundamentals is real pivotal, because you can actually come in these prices at the wrong price, and now it dumps 50%, 60%, and you're waiting for your money to recover it. But if you're a person that have the wrong mindset and you haven't programmed your wealth mindset, which is wealth programming, you're gonna lose because you're gonna be in your feelings. And the markets is all human emotions, 90% human emotions, 10% skill set. So the markets is nothing to let's get rich quick. No, get your feelings in check, learn how to take your feelings out of the game, program that mindset so you could be ready for a 50% dip. Some people just lose a couple hundred, but imagine you're down 30, 40 grand in a couple of days. What you're gonna do? You're gonna go crazy, like if you don't have the right mindset. So success is all programming the right mindset. So with Dogecoin, still good project if you still believe in it. So it's not financial advice, even though with Shiba Inu, but I did an Instagram live when I tell people if you turn $100 to $1,000, those gains, that's 100%. Move your money out and pay yourself. Most people didn't because they wanted to get greedy. That's what happens in investing. People get greedy and they don't know how to pull out. And if you don't pull out, you're the reason why you're failing. You should at least pay yourself. So that's the whole, ups and downs in the, people get caught up in this illusion with the market. So this is what gives the bad taste, because most people, if Jason don't do good, he's going to tell Sharice that don't work. And if she's not grounded enough to understand to do it for herself, have the faith, then she's going to listen to Jason, and you just lost out on your opportunity, Sharice. So that's just how I look at people, never trust nobody's, intuition or anything. Trust your intuition, trust your journey to make it happen. Because if you don't do it, you're going to be one of those people that said, like my uncles and family, I wish I could have done that. You could have done that, but you made the wrong choices. It's all about choices.
Yeah. So it's funny because I got a buddy of mine. He talks bad. He talks bad about crypto. I'm like, dog, if you don't get in it, how can you really talk bad about it? You got to get in it. You got to get in. He talked about Dogecoin specifically. I'm like, bro, it's a long-term investment. It's not going to happen overnight, because Dogecoin took off, and I made money in it. I'm one of those folks that got greedy. I got greedy. I didn't pull out. And
I love transparency.
Yeah. So I think it might have got up to about 30, 40 cents. And then I left it in there and it dropped down to 20 cents. I'm like, so I'm sitting at 20 cents right now, just waiting, like, oh, well, then Shibu came out and it was like, I got like 6 million shares of Shibu. It ain't even a penny yet. But the thing about it is, I remember when Dogecoin was under a penny and everybody was like, oh, you need to get in. I didn't do it. If I got in it under a penny and it went to 20 cents, hey, I'd have been sitting like fat pockets, like, hey. No, I was saying like just the timing, like looking at crypto as a long-term investment instead of looking at it as a one-hit quitter. To me, is like you gotta really look at the market. You gotta learn the intricacies about the crypto market, and then once you learn about the crypto market, then maybe you go into buying options in the stock market, buying a stock, holding it, buying and holding it for a year, see what the return on it is, just stuff like that. I mean, so Danny, when you like everything starts with you with crypto, and then it branches out from there, or does it start with real estate and it flows back to crypto? How does that work?
Everything now for the last probably 2 years, I went all in on crypto. So everything I do with crypto, because people think cryptocurrency is just, I'll give you 5 coins to invest in, Jason and Sharif and Michael. And as long as we keep on adding to those 5 coins, we're going to be super successful for the longevity game. But crypto is more than just investing in a portfolio and dollar cost averaging. You can invest in NFTs right now, non-fungible tokens, which is like the whole wave of the popularity of the world. TikTokers and NBA players and celebrities, everybody is using NFTs, right? NFTs will take over the whole game with metaverse. So this is another wave to get money with NFTs. Metaverse, we know Facebook is now transitioning their name into Meta. Same thing. Facebook owns Instagram. When you sign into Instagram, you see a Meta. So you have to know those integrations, and you got to be aware, really, going into 2022, this is what the world's coming into, a virtual reality world. Something like, I'm 34, but you've seen Terminator and iRobot, the programming, they've been programming us for a while, but this is coming into fruition now. So we have to be aware that we could be right now at floor prices and create a table of success and build generational wealth right now, because this is the wealth transfer that's happening right now. Like, nothing against mommy, nothing against daddy, nothing against grandmother that missed out on the gold rush, but they was too skeptical on every aspect and never broke generational cycles because we would all been super successful and rich. So this is where like my awareness is just on 150%. I'm seeing the trends and I'm following the trends of the world, and everything is getting dumped into crypto. I mean, options and stocks, that's amazing. And of course, you can make a lot of money even with foreign exchange trading. Right. But the beauty of it, you got to know where the big juggernaut hedge funds and banks are coming into. And so when you see big time banks like JP Morgan, when you see these banks transitioning, MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, these Vanguard, these companies that run the world, putting everything in crypto, they leave clues to you. So while everybody's looking right, everybody's looking left, the big banks are really doing what they need to do to bring the new wave of their banking system. So, and I'm just following what they're doing, and that's was made me, successful in this field of crypto. So yeah, crypto is the future. So I'm not gonna get caught up in nothing against anything, but the noise of everything else. There's too much noise going on in this world. I mean, don't be romantic with knowledge or money, but stay true to one thing to execute your first $1 million. Soon as you become a first generation of millionaire, if you haven't, then you can execute a second million, a third million, and do the same thing, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I'm not gonna get caught up in this. The wholesale market and the housing market, it's amazing. It's oversaturated. It's a crash will have to happen soon. It's been over what? Since 08, I haven't been no crash, because what saved the crash? The stimulus checks, right? To balance out the portfolio of the world. So you got to know these series of what's really happening. And that's where like a lot of knowledge. One thing I learned from one of my coaches, the one thing that made him super successful and multi-millionaire is he looked and he applied the knowledge behind the scenes. He didn't get caught up in the garbage that was out there. So this is where, have the faith that is going to happen. Because when I tell everybody this was actually last Thanksgiving, when all my family was together, I told them to get it in Ethereum when it was sitting at literally $600 last Thanksgiving. It was 622. Okay. This Thanksgiving, that same Ethereum is over 4K. It's over 1,000. You have to understand, like, you have to know what's really happening. And this is where, like, great intuition, understanding, applying the knowledge, understanding fundamentals, but staying true to what you believe in. And I do believe crypto will take out over the whole world. It's happening while we speak, you know?
You got banks now got crypto credit cards.
Ooh,
Yeah, because they did like,
everything.
yeah, because they
Everything.
I think it's just recent. I seen one earlier today. It was and they're having their commercials on some of the weirdest places too. Like they got their commercials like either on YouTube. I think they're targeting more millennials because of the fact more millennials probably are buying into crypto, and then they're saying, "Hey, look, catch them early, get it. They're going to use a credit card anyway, so why not use that credit card to buy some crypto? Use that credit card to have a what is it? Cashback bonuses, cashback in crypto.
Rewards.
Yeah, cashback rewards on crypto. Right, exactly.
And that's the same thing. Like if you understand the credit game, even with crypto, you see what they doing. They giving you and they paying you to hold your money in certain platforms like crypto.com. Like if you hold a certain amount, you know, the Lakers on Christmas, they transition in their whole name to Staples Center to crypto.com. So when you see these series of events of sports, right? It starts with sports first because that influence, right? So when you see the crypto.coms from Philadelphia 76ers and now the Lakers, and you see companies like StormX sponsoring like Portland Trailblazers, and then you see Sacramento Kings, they was the first crypto-friendly team to take their salary in crypto, and you see the transition of happening in NFL too, like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers being ambassadors for these crypto exchanges. You got to be prepared to what's about to happen. The rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer because the lack of information, right?
Mhm.
So, and the skepticism too. So this is where like, stay true to what you believe in and execute accordingly because it's happening right now as we speak. We will, it's not, I'm not talking about it, but we will live in a cashless society run by cryptocurrency. You know, I'm just being real.
So with that being said, and how you were saying the rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer, for those that don't know, or don't have access to, how are they supposed to survive in society when they don't know about crypto or not aware of it?
No, that's actually a good question. So I'll put it like this, right? The whole world, we in the umbrella of, you can make it out of anywhere if you put the right mindset, right? So, but we've been programmed, and this would answer your question, Sharice. We've been programmed to do the same repetitive stuff since we was young. Go to school, get good grades, get a good education, go get a good job, work for a corporate company that's going to pay you what you deserve. But no company could pay you what you deserve if you really understand what you deserve. So this is where like, it's who you're around, who you're associated with, because like I tell my family to do it. We're not all there, right? We want the handout, we want the microwave results, but for the lack of knowledge is why the people perish. It's in the word. So no matter what, you cannot save anybody in a time like this. This is where like, when I say rich will get rich, poor will get poor, they obsoleted the middle class. Now the new middle class will be the new millionaires because the new class of money, which is going to be new trillionaires in this world. So these new billionaires will be trillionaires. So you have to get evolved, and the evolution, it starts with the school system. The school system is not allowed to teach you about this, right? It's not legal to teach you about certain situations. There's only a few universities like Harvard University, these Ivy League schools that teach you about compound interest, cryptocurrency now. They teaching you how to do Python and code certain stuff for the metaverse, you know? So this was not happening. So evolution, school is amazing. I have the degree. My degree don't cost me nothing because I unplug, I call it, shout out to Michael and his music. I'm gonna unplug myself from from this world we call the matrix. And then the moment you understand how to unplug, and this is where like wealth programming is a must, financial literacy is a must, understanding mental health issues after school is a must. You do not know how to really put your money in the right investments, it's a must. Not learning how to pour into your cup and put that 10 to 15% every time you get paid. Every time you get paid, you put it in the right investment. So this is the day and age with conviction. If you know better, I feel like I'm a voice for the hood. I'm a voice for people that never had an opportunity. And there's people that don't even partner with me, but they listen to my voice online and they have applied what I gave and they have made money behind the scenes. So this is where like we need more of this, because you can never buy a culture, you have to build a culture. So you have to build a culture of understanding this is the world of evolution that is going to go to. You're either going to get hit to it or you're going to get left behind, just like our family. Nobody broke the cycle. So this is where like, why we not doing more collaborations, more partnerships? Why we not really coming together for the bigger picture to teach the poor is a state of mind, passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's all it is. So who's there to really get you out of, you don't know what you don't know, and understand and apply? Because I get that growing up for me. If you know, if you understand, you do better. Right. That's a lie. It was been a facade my whole life, right? If I knew better, I do better. No, if you understand and apply accordingly to the right information and apply, because that's the applied wisdom we all want, right? We all believe in some higher power. Why are we not doing that? Why are we not living up to the faith that we have and we put in fear? Fear is the poor mindset. I don't care who you are. So it's just, sometimes it's okay to put the ego, the pride to the side, because the pride was the number, if you look at it, it's the number one sin, the 7 deadly sins that people lose. They lose because too prideful to not, you know, show some sort of vulnerability that I need help. Can you point me in the right direction, bro? Can you show me the way, bro? Can you, and this is where conviction, this is where accountability comes within understanding that could bring you to where you need to be, your winning season. Everybody deserves a winning season. It's like talking about the word. God's going to speak to the whole around the whole world, right? No matter what you think you are, what you was brought up in, and you will understand the truth. But that's the applied wisdom that you willing to do to understand and get you to where you want to go, which is your end game, finish line. So I know that's a whole word and a half.
Hey, no, hey man.
Excellent.
Hey man, you bringing that funk today.
That's what they need to hear though.
Hey man, you bringing that funk today. So so let's back up. You talk about Bitcoin. So and I know you're not gonna give us any like, I know you're not giving us the deep, but give me like give the viewers like one coin that you think they should have in their portfolio. Outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin, give me one.
This is not being biased, not financial advice, because I have a lot of, I know when, as soon as we put this on YouTube or any platform, you know, I have accountability people. So my favorite coin, this is me, is XRP Ripple. XRP Ripple. It's not, I'm not a brand ambassador for them. I don't get paid from them. I just know if you talk to any successful person in cryptocurrency that been in crypto since 2009, 2010, 2017, or going back to the patents they had in 1988, right? Crypto's been around for a while. We just don't know. I'm not talking much about it, but it's been around, you know? But I'm talking about XRP Ripple is a must. If you attach to my alignment through cryptoware investments, XRP Ripple is a must. They delisted XRP from every major platform because they're going through a lawsuit. That lawsuit was just a facade, like they did with Apple. They did this with everything else. What it is, like I said, going back to the banks, not to say too much, but the banks are creating a new ecosystem and the banks run the game. So whatever the banks go, you control by the banks. We owe entitlement to the banks, right? Everything, we live in North Carolina. We have to pay titles for our cars, right? Does that make sense? You entitlement. You don't pay your car, you get repo. If you don't pay your house, they'll take it away because you're entitlement. So understand what the banks do, and they will give you clues of where it's going the money to. And XRP Ripple is the fastest transaction moving through crypto. You could get in 3 to 5 seconds. They cross-border transaction. They already using in Africa, right? We saw Warren Buffett took majority of all his shares last year when they was panicking, and these big elite Rockefeller oil tycoons, when oil was under a penny, they moved their money somewhere. And if you look at the trends of the money they moving into gold, silver, coin shortage last year. Think about it. Gold, God's precious metals. It depreciates, right? Look at that 1971 Nixon. Like, there's series of events you got to know about money to understand money, right? 1971 Nixon, going back to 1944 when the Federal Reserves, going back to the pandemic early in the 1900s. You got to know these stuff because this history repeats itself. Because everything is all about entitlement and control. everything is about codes. You got to know the codes or you're going to get caught up in not knowing what's going on. So this is where like XRP Ripple, it's a must. When I say it's a must, right now, XRP Ripple is sitting around, it's not financial advice. And I'm gonna give y'all one more coin. So XRP Ripple, I look at it as like my 401k investment. I don't have a 401k. I unplug myself from the matrix, right? I don't even like the banks because the banks are the biggest scam. I'm the bank. You understand? That's a whole nother conversation. So XRP is sitting at 79 cents. The all-time highs of XRP Ripple was January 4th of 2018. It hit $3.84. This past year, last December, to be exact, before January 1st, XRP Ripple easily could have been $8 right now, but they reformed some sort of SEC facade to do a lawsuit on it, and it's almost a year since they playing around. They lied under oath in these lawsuits. It's like, you got to know what Ripple's doing. Ripple is going to be the world's currency coin, the new dollar, because dollars depreciating. So gold has to get backed up by some sort of asset, a tangible asset, and the tangible asset will be cryptocurrency and XRP Ripple. So Bitcoin is the mother, Ethereum's the father, XRP Ripple is like the nucleus, and nobody's talking about it. So that's just not financial advice, but this is coming from people that's been in the game that has hundreds of millions of dollars in crypto, and particularly XRP Ripple.
Okay, all right.
Do you need another one more coin?
Go ahead.
I just wrote it down.
Yeah. Give us another one.
It's different vectors within crypto. Bitcoin, if Bitcoin right now is at 49K, Ethereum is at 41,000, right? So this is not financial advice, but if mother and father does not move, nothing else is going to evolve, right? There's 11,000 alternative coins within the crypto world. But the major thing, always have XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum in your portfolio. But now the transition, there's no meme coins no more, right? Shiba Inu, that's what smoke screens can bring in their new agenda within crypto. That's why sports and athletes and music artists and everybody's making millions is NFTs and metaverse. So NFTs and metaverse is the new transition within crypto that's going to bring in the popularity besides these bankers to bring crypto and Bitcoin really over 100K in the next 8 weeks. This is the best time to be alive. I've been waiting on this for the last 4 or 5 years, this month to be exact, because every December, if you go back to every December in the last couple of years, it does the same move. The markets repeat itself because it's just human emotions. You know, they know people are consumers. They're going to spin out of their means. They're going to drive the markets down like they just did. It's best time to get in the markets right now. We call it Christmas. We've been calling it Christmas the whole year when these markets take these big dips, because getting a Bitcoin right now and Ethereum right now at these prices, we're never going to see that ever again, because in the next 90 days, the parabolic moves that's going to happen is going to about to get wicked out here. And not wicked in a bad way, but they said the wealth of the wicked store for the righteous. Who is the righteous? The people that understand, right? So if we're going to understand it, let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's come together, not be skeptical, and listen to that person that can lead you down the right path, that has done it before you. So this is where one coin I would highly suggest people to jump into is Decentraland Manor. Decentraland Manor. Manor is MANA. That's the best project.
I saw that coin.
Decentraland Manor. Manor is MANA. I'm giving you eco-friendly coins that you could easily go on Coinbase. You could go into the most relatable platform, which is Coinbase. So you need a centralized exchange, which most people, it would be Coinbase. If you're in the North Carolina, the South, you have Kraken, you have Binance.us. There's a few, you can even buy some Bitcoin on Cash App now and all that. But the major ones for everyone should be Coinbase. So Decentraland Manor, I'll give you 3 of them. Decentraland Manor, the Sandbox. It's called the Sandbox. Decentraland Manor, the Sandbox. I'm not going to give you that last one because the last one has made my team so much money. It's ideal. They're not even talking about it. I listen to people in other places like Europe, China, and people in Malaysia, people that actually is ahead of the game. They like 3 to 5 years ahead of us in this crypto world. So I have a nice connection with a partner out in Netherlands, which they're on a different type of time. So I do brush arms with people smarter than me take that information, do the research behind the scenes, and then throw it to my crypto well investment team so we can all eat. Because if I'm only eating and they not eating, it does not make sense. So that's the platform I created to do what we do as a team. So it's just a sacrifice, right? Sacrifice for the bigger picture. The Decentraland Manor, the Sandbox. I'll give y'all one more NFT project. This is not financial advice, but the last NFT project I'll give to y'all, I like Engine Coin. Engine Coin.
Engine Coin?
ENJIN. Yeah, Engine Coin.
Real quick, just give us a quick explanation for the viewers that are not too deep into crypto and don't understand what an NFT is. What is NFT? Real quick, you know what I'm saying? Something simple.
No, I got you, bro. I definitely got you. I just wanted to make sure, I spelled Engine Coin the right way. There's a lot of coins, right? If you in our group,
Thanks.
I give a coin of the day. I give you utility projects, fundamentals. I give you, this is not hype. He knows, inspiration. I'm inspired by one person, that's God, and my partners that make money and for their families, right? Because that's what we hear
every day.
Every sauce every day. I have partners.
Thanks.
I partner up in 6 months, make 6 figures, just giving them the right coin. And just because they're in that alignment, that's all it is. Yeah, it sounds crazy, not financial advice, but people have to fact check that situation. I'm proud of my people, because my people, and none of us is better than the next man or women, but we work together and we bring our strengths together, get the team around the weaknesses to step up, and then we all could just win like a group of crypto Avengers, So,
wow.
Yeah,
crypto Avengers.
Yeah, I told you. So I call him Danny Dimes, man, because he always throwing the assists, man. He always giving the assists.
NFTs, what's NFTs? Non-fungible tokens. What is non-fungible tokens? I put it like this. As we all know, art is really good. You're an artist, bro. I love your music, great positivity, right? So now the evolution of, the crypto markets is running into everything is going digital, right? This is the new class of digital assets that could get you whatever you want to get. Like there's a lot of artists, there's like Tory Lanez and the Jim Jones and all these super celebrities like Jay-Z and Nas that jumped in Coinbase in 2013. There's a lot of people that's bringing awareness now within crypto. All it is digital art. It's like me right now. Don't joke on it, but I like Ninja Turtles, right? Ninja Turtles, right? So I like my Ninja Turtles, right? So the Ninja Turtles, I could create a picture and, create some art behind this and put some nice, dope hats around it, some crypto hats. I'm just giving you ideas. Right. And I could create a digital art behind this. So the digital art that I could put it on these platforms like OpenSeas, that somebody could bid on that physical art, and basically I could charge, 1 Ethereum and make about almost $4,000 off of one digital art. But these people are making 7,000 to 10,000 arts off of, you have to have the right coder behind it that understands blockchain technology. So just like that little young girl, 14 years old, and the other kid that's 12 years old, that they saw the innovation was on YouTube and learned how to do their non-fungible tokens. And now they became millionaires just because they took digital art from an idea and they put it into fruition, and whoever saw the art loved the art, and then they actually sold the art. So it's just digital art. For the bigger picture for us, all it is like these multi-billionaires and millionaires, they're just doing a lot of money laundering, and however you look at it, I don't get caught up in that noise, but that's all it is. It's money laundering 101 to avoid whatever taxes, or a lot of people tax breaks to take that money. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind, but non-fungible tokens, it's a must. These NFT projects, this is what the world's transitioning to. So understand NFTs and metaverse is the future for the Gen Zs, these up and coming young kids that they never going to go to college. They're going to learn how to really be the coders behind the virtual land of the Decentraland Manor, the sandboxes. So it's this digital art at its finest, but some people are making millions and millions of dollars and, buying them for $400. I have a partner that bought a digital art, gambling apes. It was actually a hype type of stuff. It's just like selling sneakers, right? You buy sneakers and resell the sneakers for a bigger price. Buy it for 200, right. Sell it for 500. But now what people are doing, buying this art for $400, $500, or even $300, and actually getting bidded on the OpenSeas, and people are charging 18 Ethereums, which is equivalent to a little over 80 something $1,000. I have a partner that bought one for like 400. 3 weeks later, offer him 18 Ethereums. That's over 80 something $1,000. That's life changing to the average person. But these kids are doing it with no problem. 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 12-year-olds, you know. So this is the innovation that they don't teach us. But now we have to listen to our, you know, for kids and people that know and apply it. So that's where going back to Sharice, like listen to the youth because they know what's going on. Because we live in a day and age, technology conquers all. So. But that's non-fungible.
That's NFTs at its finest. Yeah. Appreciate that breakdown.
No problem.
I'm about to get off of here and go find me some money to go invest.
Hey man, I'm trying to figure out what platform I can buy some NFTs.
Right.
Well, I have a whole blueprint for that I could really guide and support. We created just to make sure it works around your time schedule, your money, your beginner, your advanced, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I have a whole blueprint for that. I know off topic, but I could definitely point you, Sharice, in the right direction. Like I do with everyone else. You know, you give up to go up. Give them not a lot of gain, no matter what, it comes back to you. Because that's the blessing God. He said he will give it right back if you do it the right way. So with the right heart. Right. So yeah.
Man, look,
you came with a whole bunch of information today.
This is only 2%. So
yeah, it's like you know what I'm saying.
Right. I'm trying to have humility up here on a whole nother level. It just you deserve, you know, everything you put out. You put out, you get right back. So that's what most people don't understand. That like we live in a day and age like microwave results is amazing, but sometimes it's okay to really, you know, listen to the right person that could really get you to where you need to be. Just so you can leverage it accordingly for your generation behind you. It's about the kids, right? Everything for the kids. So
dig it.
But I love it. So
hey, look, I tell you, my mind is on load.
You got some other hey, Jason and Sharice, I mean and Mike, after this, like, you know, put me on the text thread because I would love to get to know y'all if y'all in the area. Like I said, I've just moved out here.
Yeah. You're out the road.
Game, so.
I was just in Bryan Creek today. So
hey, we out here. Out here.
Yeah.
But that's only like 2 to 5% of what we got. It's a lot more, but you know, that's another probably podcast on that level. But I'm down for questions or even talk. I mean, I'm not in a rush right now. So
man, look, I'm on brain overload right now. I mean,
I got my notes.
Facts. I got one more question, you know what I'm saying, for somebody just jumping into crypto, ready to invest, ready to take that step into a different situation of investing. If I'm looking for a coin, you know what I'm saying, to invest in, because earlier you said, you know, the meme coins, it's like driving a car with no engine. It's nothing pushing it, you know what I'm saying? So what are some basic things I'm looking for in a coin to know if there's something pushing it that's going to, you know, possibly make me a long-term investment and make me some money long-term or even short-term?
Now, that's actually a good question. So I get a lot of people like with these meme coins. Don't get it twisted. Dogecoin, I already made my money off of that. Shiba, I took my money off of that to put it right back into XRP, Ripple, my Ethereum, and my Bitcoin, right? So I consider those are my main cap coins. Those main cap coins, you always want to continue to add money into it. So as far from these other coins, what I like longevity projects. I like utility projects. What utility? Something that has true substance, not a car with no engine, but you want an engine. You want to make sure everything is stable. Somebody could come pick you up and making sure your car will never go out of whack. You have the best mechanic in the game. So this is how I look at the market. So before somebody throws me a coin, because I do listen to people that actually in our group give a coin too. If they want to throw it, I'm going to do research before I jump in any project. So key thing, always do your research. They have platforms like coinmarketcap.com. You have coingecko.com. These research engines is actually, you could type in the coin, like a personal coin I just gave to you. I gave you out the Decentraland Manor. Just don't get into there, even though it's $3.63. We've been getting this since January, February. We got in early prices that you could have put a couple hundreds and would have been up a 30, 40, 50K by now. So, but Decentraland Manor, if I give y'all something like that, do research and know about it. Know who's the leadership behind it. So this is answering your question, bro. I need great leadership. I gotta know these people that's behind these certain projects is not just a pump and dump. This is something that has great utility, like stuff that's with commodities investments, like stuff that, you know, moving money around, solar panel companies, you know, where the energy is going. I need stuff that's gonna bring good utility to that project. And just basically, I love to see the scarcity behind that coin. The scarcity means just like Bitcoin, they only created 21 million that was ever mined. So I look at projects that have a short supply. The short supply is keeping it real exclusive. So those are the projects I jump into. It's stuff that's really low on supply, stuff that has great utility, and great projects. Because every coin you search has a white paper. That white paper discusses the brief introduction of the coin. It tells you what the utility of the coin. And at the bottom, they have like the creator of the coin, the team around it. And then all you do is take the team, Google those people, see if they have some sort of substance and structure behind them. And if they have great leadership and substance, like XRP, Ripple, and the ones I gave to you, those are the ones I'm gonna go all in on, because those are the ones that's not gonna get burned. Because when it's all said and done, when they regulate the game, which they already doing it, the government, Biden, they trying to regulate our game. We knew that was gonna happen. Congratulations, but we prepared for that, right? So by the time they really regulate everything, they're gonna burn majority of the markets. There's 11,000 coins, so really 95% of the markets will get burned. And when I mean burn, like hopefully Dogecoin be there if they put some utility, but they're gonna take them out. And there's only gonna be a certain amount of projects, maybe under 100, that's gonna really survive and be the interface and the ecosystem within cryptocurrency. Those are the coins you gotta be aware of that throwing money in there, instead of doing something in a project that don't even have a liquidity pool that you can't even pull your money out. Because some kids, they put $100. I had a partner that hit me up. You put $100 and he was at $4 million and he can't even take his money out because there's no liquidity in there in volume to take your money out. So you got to be caught up in these coins that not going to lead you down the wrong path. You don't know nothing about it. So that's why I don't care about the noise of the hypeness. If I'm going to make millions of dollars, it's going to be off my Bitcoin, my Ethereum, my XRP, my Polkadot, my Chainlink. I'm giving you gems, Polkadot, Chainlink.
Yeah. I need Polkadot. Yeah.
So, you know, stuff that actually brings what I love, which is, you know, great projects within crypto. An ecosystem of success. You just want an ecosystem, because as we all know, NFTs, metaverse, and all this still drives off of Ethereum's blockchain. 85% of the markets run through Ethereum's blockchain. So that makes Ethereum, why you're not investing in it and you invest in these coins that run through the ecosystem, right? So this is where you got to understand, and that's where I'm at with the squad and making sure we bring our strengths into paper, where really people could be structured, organized, and understanding. This is not a race, right? It's a marathon, but the journey is your journey, and your journey, you could become a millionaire way before me. You could become a super successful 6-figure investor way before me, but I don't mean nothing, because the people made money, but didn't know why they made the money. And if you don't know why the money didn't make, it's why you jumping into certain projects you don't know nothing about. So understand the fundamentals is real pivotal. Understanding privacy within crypto is number one in my eyes. So because anything online is registered to your name. So as soon as you open a Coinbase account, even on your Cash App, they see it. They could monetize you, Jason. They could take Sharice. They already know Michael Davis. But the moment you take it offline, they cannot see what they cannot see. So putting your money in the right privacy and security wallet, and my favorite is a Ledger wallet. It's called Ledger wallet. Ledger Nano S. It's a USB device that you take it offline. I know this is a lot of game, but it is what it is. So if most people don't have this, this is where you become, I call it the boss. You have power, you have sovereignty. You control the narrative of what's going on, because when they chase after the regulators and the SEC, they're gonna go after everyone, but they don't like people that have the money in the ledger because it's offline and we're not touching it. Oh yeah, the Ledger wallet. All it is a layer of security. So of course, if you do have Coinbase Pro or Coinbase, You have a trust wallet, right? If you buying NFTs or all that, you're gonna have like a trust wallet, metaverse, you know, a MetaMask, I mean, and then you're gonna have like something like a Coinbase trust wallet. I look at the Ledger wallet like you have Coinbase as your tier 1 security. When you open a bank account, you just want to get that checking and savings, but then you want to keep your money secure in a safety deposit. The tier 2 is something like a trust wallet, which is going to be MetaMask, your Coinbase, you know, there's so many different ones. But the tier 3 is like your Ledger Nano S, your Ledger Nano X. This is like the putting your money into a vault and nobody can ever get access to it. It's like the Federal Reserves, right? You can never try to rob them. It's impossible, right? But this is what it means. You keeping your money secure offline, and what you could do with the money, it's still gonna, most people ask this question, your money still grows, just like it wasn't any major exchange, but it's just more levels of security. To get in here, you're gonna put a 24-word passcode, encrypted passcode on top of my passcode. Even if I lose this or get robbed, it's impossible, right? But key thing, if that does happen, I memorized the passcode strategically in my mind. So meaning anywhere I go, I'm not gonna lose it. It's gonna be like that guy 10 years ago that invested in Bitcoin earlier this year. He was trying to sign into, he lost his white paper. These white papers is actually your code to get into it. And if you lose it, this is not calling the banks, I forgot my passcode. No, you lose that sequence of 12 words or 24 words like that one specifically. You're never gonna get access to it ever again. You lose all your money. So that's why you keep it in a place, a safe, somewhere that nobody has access to it except yourself. That makes sense.
I know.
Sorry.
He lost millions because he forgot that thing.
He forgot it, and he lost $210 million, if not to be exact. He couldn't get into it. So imagine investing in Bitcoin 10 years ago, 400 or 500 is worth 200 million now, and you cannot even get in there because you forgot, because you didn't know it was going to be the evolution of what Bitcoin has done. So
I mean,
How sick would you be?
Trying to be the worst
Man.
feeling.
worst feeling in the world. He has an interview on YouTube. You could watch it. He let it be. You can't do what you cannot do. So I know that thing hurts, but
Wow. You got $210 million sitting in the
floating out there.
and nobody could get to it because it's encrypted. So nobody, remember, cryptocurrency is decentralized, but it's like on the dark web. It's like you can't get to that. Nobody could really hack it if they wanted to.
So if somebody just happened to run across his 12 digits, 24-word encryption, they're $200 million in the plus.
Richard. And nobody could say nothing. But I'm in that time, those white papers is not like what it is now. It's just he probably just wrote it on a regular notebook paper, and that's what sucks.
Crash somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
So, hey,
Good.
but that's why they say security is number one, because anything could possibly get hacked. And I'm not saying, you never know what the government could be up to. I'm just saying. So we got to be smart in a time like this. So.
Right.
Man, I'm on overload.
Overload. Hey, I don't want to overwhelm the average user. Hey,
man, look, I appreciate you coming on.
I do too.
Like you. So like with the coins you've given us, with the decentralized Meta, the XRP Ripple. Wait, I know the third one. The polka dot. Hey man, like these coins, like I saw them on Coinbase, and I was like, I don't know who them, but they will be in my portfolio before long.
Great.
They will definitely be in my portfolio before long. So
one
look,
cool thing, like I tell Michael and anybody that partner up with me, I go according to people's risk management. So the money you're willing to, besides you paying all your bills plus more, what you could put in the side for yourself every week, bi-weekly, monthly, whenever you get paid. So I know how to be a great partner. So I have 5 coins off the back that I show my people to jump into. I got 5 metaverse coins to jump into, and I have 5 low cap coins that really, when they all said and done, they got eventually 10x to 20x, if not 100x. So something like the Central Manor is what we got in January, and that's just to see this thing goes up to like almost it was at $9 at one point. Right now, no, that was the Sandbox. I'm talking about Mana. Mana, the all-time highs of Mana was sitting at, I don't want to just throw out a number. I want to get the exact number. The Mana was sitting at, right now is I think at $3.63, if I'm not mistaken. So
it was under $1 at one point in time.
It's actually a good project. It's right now $3.65, but the all-time high was $5.85 about 11 days ago. I do think this project will be a 4-figure coin within time. Give it the next 18 months when the Y adoption. Remember, 4 to 5% of the United States is only adapted to really metaverse and NFTs now. There's only 8 to 10% of the world adapted to crypto. So that shows you there's a wide audience that don't really know too much about crypto still. So how can we teach someone that don't know any better? We have to give them the basics and just building that portfolio, Coinbase, opening, putting Bitcoin, Ethereum, putting some money in Polkadot, Chainlink, Decentraland Mana, the Sandbox, certain ones, Engine Coin. Like these are main projects you should put your money into. And then we diversify in other projects. And I'm a day trader, so I know how to day trade crypto. That's another conversation. That's how I make my bread and butter daily. But other than that, you know, there's almost like 6 to 7 ways to make money off of crypto. Dollar cost average your investment, build a portfolio, day trading crypto, putting your money into and purchasing an NFT. You could basically put your money, you could take out loans and borrow money off your account to invest in a business. You don't want nothing under your name. You put it in an LLC that you could clean it up the right way. And then build that levels of trust, living off that income. You know, everybody wants that good income, but you need interest to cover the money, living off that interest, not your income. And that's how you become time free and financially free on every level. So they don't teach this stuff.
No, they don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
We was bound to lose since day one, but that's why this is a time to wake up and it's choices. Man, if I would have listened to everybody, I did what everybody told me to do. I did the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I never listened. I listened to what I wanted to listen to, my intuition, because that's the infinite wisdom that I want, that I pray for every day.
I mean, it's your life. It's like you gotta walk your path. You gotta walk your path and create your own reality.
Your own reality, you know. So yeah, that's good. I mean, but that's just the basics of crypto. We probably got to do another podcast to go into advanced crypto for the advanced people.
We're gonna do a series.
Hey, we gotta have him back. We gotta have you back on, Dan. We gotta have you back on.
But I'm like I told Mike, I'm big on spiritual growth.
Right.
I will never do podcasts probably because I'm all about spiritual growth first, the mindset. So before I even give, that's why I say no financial advice. Results are not typical, but they're possible. I'm not giving you, I'm just making sure like the main goal is to wealth program your mind. You need a wealth programming mindset because all we know is being in a mediocre bubble. All we know is what we follow from people that haven't done what we was looking for. Like I never seen nobody successful in my family that made millions of dollars. Like, you know, that why? We so creative, we smart. So this is where like evolution of writing your goals on paper, executing those goals, understanding that end game to get to your goals and don't get caught up in what happened in the past. We have to let go to evolve, let go to grow for the next levels of where you're going to. Because if you're stuck in the past, you're never going to win, you're going to lose. So, and you could look at it, 90% of people are really losing out there. That's why like even thoughts, 80% of our thoughts is all negative. Really? So, and 95% of thoughts is like repetitive thoughts that we think out the day. So how can we stay positive when our mindset is all off? You have to learn how to reprogram your mind and stay in a frequency that you could get to where you deserve, which I'm always telling Michael, like, you speak what you want, you speak it, you believe that you could do it, and then you receive your blessing with time, right? You reap what you sow. And if you're not willing to like put in the work, this past year has shown me like people don't even want to put in work because it's a lazy society waiting on the next stimulus checks. And that's amazing. But in reality, who was really working behind the scenes when nobody's looking? Who was really in a dark season and still was persistent to their goal to get to where they want to be? So I could tell meeting someone, I don't even get into money. I get into conversations of knowing who you are. What is your agenda in the next 3 to 5 years? Understanding your agenda. What is the work ethic to get to that end game of what you're looking for? Because if you don't know that, you're going to continue going in circles. And nobody got time to be in circles, because I'm nobody here to save nobody. I'm here to just be the vessel to point you in the right direction and get you to where you deserve, which is the freedom we all looking for and building that generational wealth.
Look, I would ask you to give us a little nugget before we left, man, but you'd have been dropping them gems on us the whole
I got
time.
a nugget. I got a nugget before we leave. We done? We done after this?
Man, look, I don't want
Gotta allow the viewers to catch up. Before we
Man.
give them too much sauce, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
I
won't
won't regular podcast though, for sure.
But the nugget you're talking about like a just a nugget of success, like some sort of inspiration.
just
Yeah, we
something to hang
always
your
ask
hat
our
on.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We always ask our guests to get that
And this
inspiration.
is my perspective of my inspiration. What I'm inspired by, like I said, my end game. I'm inspired by God, right?
Mhm.
I mean, at the end of the day, all you need is you, right? I look at it like this. I'm a visionary, right? I'm an innovator, right? A vision that can't get tested can never be trusted. So I had to trust my intuition to be like, oh, you're doing it the wrong way. If you do it, trust the intuition and make it happen, right? You never doubt your intuition. So one key thing I learned how to find out the root of who I am, who is Danny Rivera. Not the world, what the world knows, because people to this day now don't know who I am. They just know, oh, he's cool, he's doing the crypto, he did, but they don't know the root. I didn't even get in depth with my story. I didn't even really get in my story because people would have basically quit a long time ago. One thing, I don't listen to quitters or pretenders, so I stay true to my end game. So key thing for every audience that's looking at this, understand your end game. And how you understand your end game, you have to write it down and do the work to get to your end game, because that's the execution that God wants you to do, right? We all need to be executors. And if you're not executing, you're going to keep on going in circles. So that's the vision I said, if it's not tested. Sometimes it looks good, but don't go after the good. You have to go what's after great. And some of us look at the good too much and get caught up in that facade. And we're not looking at what's great. And great is living through God's point of view, being tested through God's point of view, knowing your assignment through God's point of view. Because if you don't understand it, you be going in circles. So I'm just obedient. I'm obedient every day. I'm obedient, and I'm gonna do what I need to do for my end game, because nobody's gonna stop you, only you. So as long as you know that, at the end of the day, nobody's gonna save you but you. That's all you need to get to the promised land. And the promised land is what we all looking for. Like whatever salvation or whatever you believe in, but know that at the end of the day, spiritual warfare is real. This world we coming into is gonna get worse than it gets better. So I live by 5 P's on top of my end game. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So while they partying, I'm in the crib, setting them my following week. I'm ahead of the game. If you're not ahead of the game, you lose. And some people don't want to do more. We living in a lazy society. So there's always more to do at the end of the day. And if you're not willing to do more, to sacrifice for the bigger picture, people say how you deal with all your partners and all that. I know how to delegate my time, and I know my partners. I have a book on my partners. I know how they think. I know how they operate. If you're in a dark season, I want to know that, because I was there too. I want to understand, if you're a man and you have too much ego and pride, let's put it to the side. I need you to be vulnerable for success. And your vulnerability, if you're not vulnerable for success, you're going to lose, because pride will get the best of you. And that's going back to, that's the number one deadly sin. And that's why people fail, because they get caught up in the noise and they don't execute the end game. And that's the key thing. Focus on your end game, because if you don't, you're going to be one of those people. I get it all the time. I don't have the time to do what you're talking about. I said the energy starts first to have the time. So when people said they don't have time, they just haven't focused their energy in the right places, because everybody got the same 168 hours a week and works, jobs, have family. But what you doing in spare time when nobody's looking? I'm in my crib. I only have a TV in my crib. I learned that because I don't need a TV, because in reality, we living in a day and age, if we're not proper preparation prevents poor performance, we're going to lack for the lack of knowledge, and we're going to fail and drown in the next 3 to 6 months if you're not attached to this technology that's about to happen. Artificial intelligence is where all the money's going. Solar panel companies, gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. Options is cool. Stock market might crash. When that crash, you got to put your money in the right tangible assets. So this is where like, there's not time to play. And God, if you stay obedient, if going back to you understand, you do better, but applied knowledge is what's going to get you to your end game. And that's what I do. I don't listen to nobody else. I listen to people that's smarter with me and my strengths, but staying focused on, you know, improving my weaknesses by getting a good team around me, but going after the end game. And if you're not willing to go after the end game and put in the work, you're never going to win. Not everybody's made to be millionaires or billionaires. The people that execute and don't make excuses, because success is all about execution. Because if you're not executing, you lose. And that's where it goes down to the word, David, you know, Moses. You got to look at key players that you look up to, that everybody looks up to. Like, they was all executed in my eyes. They never gave up because they had, guess what? Faith. And get faith in who? God. And if you do have faith, you don't have that fear, because if fear is wrong, it's going to throw you off your frequency, because as soon as you're in fear, you're in your own state of mind. And being in your own state of mind, you're not problem solving the way you need to. Problem solvers win the game. The people that execute their problem. For every problem somebody comes up to me, I have a solution for your problem, because we're going to write it out. Oh, you don't have money. Let's execute a plan to get you the money. This is how it needs to be done. So this is where I live by every day of my life. And Michael knows, like, spiritual is everything to me, because the mindset is the mental stamina to go after what you deserve. And the moment you understand that, you reprogram your mind, you got out of the matrix, and you live as sovereignty to your end game, you win the game. So, and that's what I got to leave y'all with. I mean, I appreciate y'all having me on here. You know, Jason, we're going to connect more. Sharice, appreciate you, Queen. And also Michael Davis, bro. Like I said, anybody else, I would have do this for you, man, with no problem. And I don't mind to get on here, do it again and again and again, because that's what it's about. You know, being repetitive, but giving out what people really need. The lack of execution to the end game is why you fail. And because the mental health, the financial literacy, the stuff you need, the necessities in a time like this. So, but let's get to work. Let's win big. Love, peace, and a whole lot of increase. I appreciate you. Davis, you already know the vibes. Keep on being great. I Am Change podcast. This is like, I love the frequency you're on. Keep on being great to take y'all to wherever level y'all need to take it to. Because remember, God will lead you to where you deserve. And y'all all deserve to be great in this time and age. So let's get it, y'all.
Appreciate you, brother, man. That's facts. I appreciate that. Dropping that.
No problem.
Good word, man. Dropping that good word. I do appreciate it.
Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You put it. Hey, I'm speaking, man. Hey, Mike, you got it. You can take us out if you want to, man. I'm full. I'm full today. That's another banger for me, man. God.
Facts. Well, I'm gonna take us out of here. Anything else, Sharice?
I'm good. Thank you again.
All right. Well, if this is your first time tuning in, please like, subscribe, and continue to follow us on this journey. If you've been rocking with us so far, keep on keeping on, because we have a lot more amazing episodes to come. I'd like to thank my two amazing co-hosts, Mr. Jason Redmond and Sharice Lovett. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right. And I'd like to thank our amazing guests today for dropping the gems, giving us the sauce, man. It's always a pleasure, connecting with you. It's been an amazing journey, man. And I look forward to the continued success together, man. We are DTR Incorporated, a nonprofit organization geared toward uplifting, inspiring, and empowering communities all over the world. I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. And remember, our goal is not to be better than anybody, but together we can achieve better for everybody. Thank you and have a good night. Peace.
We're going to try to segue all those things into that regarding
they knew what fraternities you were in.
Definitely wasn't an easy decision. I sat down with my dad.